Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. Sorry I haven't been on for the last, 10 days or so. I've had a headache, been stressed out. But you know, that's how it is in today's America. I'm not here to talk politics, at least not mostly. But anyway, I'm going to be talking about the Satanic Panic 2.0, but not really. I'm going to be talking about the original Satanic Panic back in the 80s and early 90s. But I did want to talk about the current Satanic Panic for a little while. No, I'm not going to get into politics, but it is much worse than I thought it would be. I did see this coming. But what can I say? People just, I don't know, they lost sight of what's important. If you want to learn more about the current state of affairs, you might want to check out Seven Mountains. There may be videos of it on YouTube. I know I made a video. It wasn't quite all-encompassing, but there may be all-encompassing videos on YouTube about it. You can also look it up on Google. It's this Christian thing about 7 areas that the Christians want to take over and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, whatever, dudes. Like, whatever, you know. Bottom line is, we have to fight this. And we have to fight hard. And I'm not just talking about the political shit. I'm talking about everything. Okay? I'm talking about everything. And so anyway, with that said, I've linked the video in the description. I do have this dude's permission to use it. However, I will say, hey, Wist. No, it's okay. It's fine. I've just been stressed out. I have to pace myself, because it's not pretty right now. But anyway, all right. So, but you do not have to have this dude's, hey, Blood Badger. You do not have to have this dude's permission to use his videos. He told me this is why he uploaded them to the internet for people to use. So, haven't seen you here before, so welcome. So let's go ahead and get on with it. By the way, if you think I'm starting in the middle of this, it's because I am. If you want to go to the beginning, there's another video. I think it's called The Beginning of the Satanic Panic or something like that. So go to that video. But watch this first, please. All right, here we go. So let me get the video up. Let's see here. Share screen. And let's see if you can see it, because if you can't see it, you're not going to be able to hear it either. Alrighty. So, like I said, I'm picking up in the middle of this. The stuff on the screen looks like it may be, I don't know, some kind of, maybe Romanian, maybe, I don't know. It's a language I don't read. So let's get on with it.
So therefore, anything that the self decides it wants, the self can go after.
We believe in greed.
Okay, so this is talking about the COS, the Church of Satan, or commonly referred to as LaVeyan Satanism, founded by, hey, Mikey Famine, founded by Anton LaVey. And when he says they believe in greed, he's not really talking about greed per se. He's talking about enjoying life, instead of this bizarre, you have to deny yourself and take up your cross and follow Jesus and all that shit. That's basically what he's saying. He's not talking about literal greed. All right, moving on.
We believe in selfishness. We believe in all of the lustful thoughts that motivate man, because this is man's natural feeling.
And therefore, Satanists take that to its extreme and say, if I want to be violent, I can be violent.
No, the Church of Satan does not condone violence. Okay? Neither does the Satanic Temple. Now, these are atheistic Satanists. They don't believe in God. They don't believe in Satan. Satan's just a symbol. Okay? The theistic Satanists might. I don't know anything about the theistic Satanists. To be honest with you, I don't want to know anything about the theistic Satanists. But let's move on.
If I want to hurt others to gain my way, then I can hurt others to gain my way.
There are generally 4 different groups of Satanists. We would like to classify them as the dabbler. Then you have your religious Satanist. Then you have your non-traditional Satanist, and then your generational Satanist.
Yeah, that's all hogwash. That's all hogwash. The atheistic Satanists, to wit, the Church of Satan and the Satanic Temple, they won't even let anybody join who's not over the age of majority. That's just how they roll, okay? Second of all, I don't even know where they get this shit from. These are not quote unquote kinds of Satanists. A kind of Satanist would be the COS, the TST, just like kinds of Christians would be Protestant or Catholic or Methodist or Baptist. You know what I mean? So this is just hogwash all the way down. And generational Satanists, like I said, the atheistic Satanist organizations don't even let people join who are not of the age of majority. So, like whatever. All right, moving on. By the way, this is just Christian nonsense all the way down. This is made by Christians for Christians. So now you know why it's all nonsense.
The dabbler we would classify as the teenager. The teenager would simply learn some things from his friends at school, dabble a little bit into the Ouija board, go down the library or the local bookstore.
Yeah, the Ouija board is not satanic. Don't let anybody tell you that shit. It was made by, I can't remember who it was made by, but then that person had the brilliant idea, because originally the Ouija board was just, yeah, Melissa. I think it is Hasbro. I'm not sure on that one. You'll have to look it up, but I think it's Hasbro. Hasbro, or Parker Brothers. Yeah. One of the toy companies, bought it. But you can make it yourself. You know, all you have to do is have strips of paper that say yes and no, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then the alphabet and a cup, you know. But, there's a board game. And yes, it's just a game. It doesn't have anything to do with anything. It's not satanic, okay? Forget that shit. All right, moving on.
Store and pick up a book and kind of do his own thing. Not real dangerous, but he can be moved into further areas which could be criminal or dangerous in nature.
The dabblers are the people who are putting the graffiti up on walls, knocking over tombstones, and making a general nuisance of themselves in the public. They are the ones also.
No, those aren't called the dabblers. Those are called criminals. If they're knocking over tombstones, and I wouldn't call graffiti a crime, but a lot of people would. But if they're knocking over tombstones, those people are called criminals. They're not called dabblers. And they're not called a nuisance. Moving on.
Who will do the animal sacrifices, and they're really novices. They're considered lower level Satanists by those.
No, if somebody is doing an animal sacrifice, they're serial killers in the making. Okay? Let's get that out of the gate right away. All right? These people are not people you want to mess around with. If they're killing animals, you call the fucking police. All right? They're not called satanic dabblers. I don't know what these people are thinking about. They're probably not thinking at all, which is why they spew all this nonsense. But anyway, moving on.
Those who are higher up into the satanic realm. The religious Satanists are protected by law. Anton LaVey's First Church.
Correction. They are protected by law if they are registered, usually with the IRS, as a religious organization. But yeah, all right. I'm sorry I keep interrupting. These people are so wrong on so many things. I have to interject. I don't know how these people can be so wrong. Oh, yeah, I know how they can be so wrong. They're idiots. Moving on. And oh, by the way, if you have a problem with me calling these people idiots, feel free to leave. Moving on.
Just Satan in San Francisco would be an example of that. They are religious in their approach, and they try not to violate any man-made laws because it is not productive for their own self-interest.
Now, the non-traditional Satanist is a gentleman or lady or the group of people who would take certain ideologies, develop a cult, usually polarized around some central theme, oftentimes taken from a biblical.
No, these are just called cultists. Okay? They're just called cultists. These people usually congeal around a cult figure. I can think of one name, but I ain't gonna say his name. But anyway, banned on my channel. You can put it in the comments, okay? But I ain't gonna say his name because that name is banned on my channel for saying it, okay? But you can put it in the comments if you want. Moving on.
Biblical aspect, and use that to commit crimes, or they may not commit any crimes, but for what we're talking about for these purposes, the non-traditional Satanist is oftentimes the most dangerous.
Now then there are
Yeah, I would say the cultic Satanists are the most dangerous because they follow a fucking cult. Moving on.
generational Satanists. These are people who would have Satanism in their family, and it's
No such thing. No such thing. Like I said, atheistic Satanist organizations have a rule that nobody under the age of majority can participate. That's just how it is. Moving on.
passed down from generation to generation, just as the name would intimate, and these Satanists would produce all kinds of horrors.
No, 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 and no. This is where Michelle Remembers comes from. Okay? Just no. Moving on.
Secretly.
From infancy, they have learned all these things. They have been molested, forced to drink blood, eat feces.
Yeah, this has all been debunked. Every fucking thing these people say has been debunked. All right, moving on.
Take over and overthrow Christ and the Christian church.
Okay, has it ever dawned on these people? Has it ever dawned on these people that if the Christian church didn't exist, these people wouldn't exist either? Has it ever dawned on these people? Probably not. Because without Christianity, there's no Satan. Yes, Melissa, they did ruin lives. think about the McMartin preschool trial. Also other things. But, you know, and we can look at this time in history for ways we can fight back now. Even though we're in more perilous times, we can look back and see how people fought back against this and find ideas on how to fight back now. All right, moving on.
Worshipping of Satan is not a crime in the United States of America. It's protected under the First Amendment. Therefore, if you see a group of people dancing around a fire, they're not committing any crime. There's nothing that...
Okay, to my knowledge, dancing around a fire isn't satanic. That would be more of a Wiccan thing. But that's just to my knowledge. When I was Wiccan, I was never in a coven. So, that's just what I know about it. The other thing is, I don't think it's a satanic ritual to run around a fire. So there's that.
that the United States law enforcement can do.
It's not against the law to be a Satanist or to be a member of a witchcraft group, you know, or to be a doorknob worshiper. I don't really care what your form of religion is. I don't investigate the religion. It's the crime I investigate.
There are no statistics to prove anywhere in the United States of America or the world that this stuff is widespread. But it's my opinion that it's...
Did you get that? No statistic that says this is widespread. But it's my opinion. Like, your opinion doesn't matter. I don't fucking care about your opinion. I care about the facts. I care about the statistics. And you just said there are no statistics that say this is a problem. So what the fuck are you talking about? Moving on.
more widespread than you can shake a stick at.
In Britain, we are beginning to see that Satanism is widespread. From the contacts we have through social services, voluntary agencies, and the...
Okay, I don't know much about Britain because I'm an American. I do know that there is a branch of theistic Satanism that is based in Great Britain, but I don't know anything about it. At this point in time, I'm sorry, Brits. I just don't care about Britain right now. I mean, I do care. I care about the Brits, you know. But anyway, moving on.
Police, we are beginning to monitor the situation, therefore developing a picture.
Everybody in my family had been priests or priestesses, and I...
Patently false. Patently false. These people have been proven to be liars. And I'm not making that up. Go Google them for yourself. That dude who wrote The Satan Seller, totally made up. Totally made up. All right, moving on.
I was to take over that position. I had been chosen to take over that position.
Glenn, can you explain the different purposes of ritualistic abuse to children?
Yeah, not a thing. SRA is not a thing. Okay. Child abuse, definitely. SRA, not a chance. Anyway, moving on.
So the thought that was going through my mind was I was just so happy that it wasn't me that had got my... I didn't perform any human sacrifices.
Or any sacrifices at all. Yeah. Like, if anybody... Okay, I used to believe this stuff. Like, not this over-the-top stuff. Where, they're killing people and all that. And, for Satan and all that. I didn't believe that in a ritualistic setting, okay? Like, there are people who are like Ramirez, I don't want to say his full name. He was out in California, if you get my drift. In the 80s, I believe, but I believe individuals would do that. Definitely. Either they're mentally fucked up, in which case they need help, or they were just on drugs, high as a kite, Night. Oh, yeah. Almost. You almost have it. That's him. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, that's him. I just didn't want to say his name out loud. I don't want to give these idiots any more airtime than they should. Yeah, exactly, Melissa. We don't need to give these idiots any more airtime than... That's why I don't say his full name. So anyway, oh, Melissa, are you a profiler? That's interesting. Or are you just being funny? But anyway, yeah. You know what? I'm kind of getting tired of all this bullshit. So we're going to stop the pagan invasion is what it's called. It's okay, Melissa, being funny. All right. Pagan invasion, what it's called. The link is down in the description if you want to see it all. I'm going through it little bit by little bit because I just can't stand all the bullshit that's spewed. And they made a lot of these quote unquote documentaries in the 80s and 90s. Montel Williams had this shit on. Sally Jesse Raphael had this shit on. It was like all over. And I'm just tired of it. And now we're going through it again. Except it's worse this time around. Because we've got social media, you know, and social media just, I mean, people take something, right? And they run with it. And they don't ever think, well, you know, is this true? You know, like, okay, take Pizzagate, you know. Those of us who had a brain were like, is this true? Of course, those of us with a real brain was like, yeah, this ain't true. But, you know, people with at least a tiny bit of a brain would have said, is this true? Is this really true? You know, people with no brain at all just, yep, this is true. Said it on the internet, so it's got to be true. Didn't think for one moment that it, you know, might be, you know, clickbait, you know. So we have got a major problem in this country. And a lot of it has to do with critical thinking. And I'm an American, by the way. I'm sorry I did not vote for him. Just to be clear. But at any rate, just a minute, I'm reading something, people. Okay. Just a question. Who the hell confuses a pentagram for a Star of David? And I don't know whether I told you, Melissa, welcome. You're welcome on my channel. Anybody's welcome on my channel. Even somebody with a different view than I have. Because I don't censor people. But welcome. I try to personally welcome everybody that's new to my channel. Or that I haven't seen before. So, you know. But who the hell does that? Who would mistake a pentagram for a Star of David? That doesn't compute. Like, the Star of David looks nothing like a pentagram. See, that's what I'm talking about. Critical thinking skills. So anyway, I think I'm going to stop here. Thanks for coming, everyone. I really appreciate it. And like I said, I've been getting a lot of headaches lately. It's due to all the stress. Hopefully that'll calm down soon enough. Maybe. I don't know. But exactly, Blood Badger. Exactly. Because it's two triangles. One is right side up and the other is upside down. That's what the Star of David is. They're just, you know, together. Someone who can't count. Yeah, you're probably right about that, Melissa. Oh, I lived in a very, very Protestant town, in the South, actually. There was literally a church on every street corner. Literally. Thank you, Wist. Yeah, me too. But anyway, I will see you guys later. And I'll come on more if I can. But there are times when my migraines are so bad, I just can't function. And when I can't function, I mean, I literally cannot function. So, you know, but keep on having optimism, people. We're going to get through this because there are more for us than are against us. And I'm not talking about no fucking angels. Okay? I'm talking about people. There are more people on our side than are on their side. So I'll talk to you guys later, and have a good night or a good morning wherever you are. And I'll see you guys later. Bye.